Huge Australian houses. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this new media release from the Commonwealth Bank discussing Australian homes are the world's biggest from the CommSec Home Size Trends Reports. Now, I'm an architect and mainly we do a lot of commercial education work. We don't really play in housing that much. Most houses, frankly, aren't done by architects. They're either done by builders directly or building designers or spec homes. You don't need an architect for it. You get an architect made to look over the plans and make some small changes, but, a lot of them are off the shelf and just slightly modified. So, I remember when I worked on a home, this was as a student working for an architectural practice here in Brisbane, and the client was a dentist, and he had in Maryborough, up near Hervey Bay, he was building a house right on the river. Beautiful house. And he had this gymnasium that was bigger than the apartment I was living in. Bigger than the apartment, and I still can't get over it. Then a butler's pantry and all this stuff. And I remember I went up there and visited years later to have a look at it, and there was only like 2 of them living there in this huge house. It's crazy. But you got to do it. People do it. So our houses are getting bigger. And what's really funny is when you look at the square meter rate of how much people spend on these bloody houses to build all this storage space, to store all this crap they get from IKEA that costs nothing. I just shake my head. But then again, I can't talk. I've got we got a big house, but then again, we're filling it up with children. So that's kind of a little different, isn't it? So the latest CommSec House Size Trends Report reveals Australians are again building big houses and apartments. See, that's the thing. I would argue one of the first videos I did here was an idea for a starter house. And you know what? I will bring it up here just to show you a clip of it. Literally one of the first videos I did on my channel. We'll go here and I will sort by the oldest. There we go. The $20,000 starter house, 3 years ago now. And we'll click on that here, and I'll just turn off the sound. Oh, come on, YouTube with your ads. Anyway, we'll just wait for that to go. And in this starter house idea, I suggested looking at mining dongers, buying old mining dongers. And here we go. And you can see my fantastic beard. See, the beard can get a lot worse. And the idea was that you would buy just these dongers, and this one was going, what was it, 20 grand? Some of them were going real cheap too. They'd all fitted out kitchens and everything, and using that as the start of a house. And where did I do it? Yeah, here we go. I jumped, we modeled some stuff up and just looked at the idea of adapting and adding to it. This was, kind of like a shipping container idea a client wanted us to look at. So the idea was just getting a starter house and then extending to it. But that seems to have fallen out of favor. No one tends to do that now. Everyone wants the big house on the big block. And that's one reason why housing has gotten more expensive, because the houses are bigger. Do you ever see a 2-bedroom house now for sale with a detached bathroom, and then people extend on it as they need? The little workers' cottages, which is fine. You can live in them, guys. We've got our house. We had an enclosed balcony. We separated it up into 2 rooms for Rachel's sister when we moved here. It's so much easier to just, modify these types of these older dwellings. And sure, you can do it in the newer ones, but, I think a bit more precious about them. So let's have a look. So the average new house built in Australia in 2019-2020 was 235.8 square meters, up 2.9% on the year, and the biggest increase in 11 years. So US houses built over the 2019 calendar year fell for the 4th year, down 3% to 2,509 square feet. So 233 square meters. So we're building bigger houses than the Yanks, everyone. According to data commissioned by CommSec and the ABS, the report reveals that not only have Australian houses grown over the past year, so has the size of the average Australian apartment. The size of the average new apartment has lifted 6% over the past year, hitting a decade high of 136.8 square meters, which surprises me because, developers squeeze the damn things as much as they can. Overall, the average new home house and apartment built in 1920 was 195.8 square meters, up 3% over the year to a 6-year high. CommSec House Size Trends Report tracks home size over time and details the average size of new houses and apartments built over the last financial year. The ACT built the biggest houses in Australia, ahead of Victoria, New South Wales, and Western Australia. Despite lifting 6% last year, the average house in New South Wales is 6% smaller than Victoria. CommSec's chief economist, Craig James, said before last year, Aussie home buyers had been building progressively smaller houses on average. Aussies had embraced apartments as well as smaller houses on smaller lot sizes. In fact, the size of the average house built in 1819 was the smallest in 17 years. So while Aussies built bigger homes over the past year, the big question is whether the decade-long downtrend in home size has ended, and the pandemic may play a bigger role in answering that question. But the thing is, you need houses this big, guys. Government-imposed lockdowns in response to the pandemic virus have prompted more Aussies to reassess their housing needs. With more time spent at home for both leisure and work, some Aussies are looking for bigger homes, others are coming to the belief that the layout of their home needs changing. Could this be people working from home and needing another office space? Like what I have here, this is actually a little detached little studio. Through there is the laundry. You know, the little tiny laundry nook, and I have to walk outside, go up to the old Queenslander. The former owner, he built this as a music studio to record his music, and then he had a falling out with his wife, and he ended up living here, sadly. But it's fantastic. It gives me privacy. I can work from home. You know, the kids can't annoy me as much if I need, to keep quiet. I've got 2 doors I can shut. Doesn't stop them sometimes. So, that could that be what people are doing? Working at home offices. The CommSec Home Trends report shows even before the pandemic, Australian home builders were indicating their preference for slightly bigger homes. Apartment sizes has now lifted for the past 2 years. House sizes lifted in 1920 after falling for 17 years. So, COVID-19 and home building. There have been shifting trends in the size and style of homes over the past decade, and COVID-19 is throwing another element into the mix. More Aussies could embrace working from home in a bigger way, opting to move away from apartments in or near the CBD in preference for a larger home in a regional or suburban lifestyle area. Demand for bigger or better homes has implications for home builders, trades, building materials, hardware stores, electrical stores, and housing fit-outs, including kitchen and bathroom fixtures and fittings. The trend in home size have enormous implications for retailers and builders. It is also clear that a raft of government agencies and businesses, especially those that are reliant upon or housing focus, will need to be aligned to monitor the new housing trends, Mr. James said. So I'll let you go through these highlights. The smallest other dwellings was in New South Wales, 120 and 132. The smallest new house was built in Tasmania. New houses built in Tasmania, 79. In terms of other dwellings such as townhouses and apartments, you can see here. So let's have a look at an example. Okay, I found just a typical spec builder. I've got nothing against them, no preference for them. I just typed it into Google and Brighton Homes came up. So I thought we'd have a look at just one of their examples. And I found here, this is what the Dina 31 and 37 single story homes. I mean, look at all the photos they have here. Typical specky. You put a lot of effort in the kitchen to make it look nice. I like the louvers. They're great windows for ventilation. There you go. And this is obviously not a house with children because it would never be that clean. So let's have a look at the floor plan and talk about it. So how big is this one? How big is this one? Specifications, home length. They're not giving us a total area, are they? Okay, 31 squares. Okay, we've got a 31 squares and a 27 squares. So this is a 31 squares, and we'll have a look here. So the bigger one. So we've got, can I zoom in? You know what? I'm going to copy this image, and we'll bring him over here into my OneNote so we can talk about it here a bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so here we've got the house. So we've got a large entertainment area. So this is open plan living area here. So this is the public zone of the house. And then you progressively move to more private zones, which is, a sensible planning idea. And okay, you've got a double lock-up garage. That's nice. You've got an entertainment area, so a TV nook, and you have a family area over here and a meals area. So you've got all three of these spaces, plus an activities area, and then an outdoor living area. This is just crazy how many of these spaces you have. I mean, could one be for gaming? Could one be for watching movies? Then you've got where you eat your meals, but you've also got a huge kitchen, and you've got a big laundry there coming off the kitchen going out, which it's probably quite a good idea. It consolidates a lot of your wet areas. In some parts of Europe, they have the the clothes washing machine is actually in the kitchen because they don't have laundries. In Britain, which is interesting. So, I mean, this is just nuts. Look at how much entertainment space you have and outdoor living. So you could have a huge big function here and just all around here, which is fantastic. And then, what do you have? You've got the master suite here, where you've got a nice big ensuite with a bath. So a spa bath, a little toilet, and a big walk-in robe. So that's good. Over here you've got a powder room, which I like, separate from the bathroom, so your guests can just use that. And then you've got the bathroom here with all the three places here and a linen cupboard. Now, one thing that's a bit disappointing is when you have a little bedroom like this, you can have an opportunity to have cross ventilation. You want to have the wind or the ability to open up a room on two sides so you can get a breeze just flowing through, particularly if it's hot. But this place is probably air conditioned, so you don't need to worry about it. But that's one thing to consider. And it hasn't been achieved here as well. See, one thing I would probably look at would be reconfiguring it so you have the robe at this side, the bed here, to try and allow you to get ventilation through both sides, so you can get another opening here. Maybe reconfigure this a little bit. That's one consideration I would give. And I mean, you've got entertainment here, but I mean, look at this. It's a big house. This is a 4-bedroom house. This is not a starter house. This should not be a starter house. A starter house should be 2 bedrooms, a little bathroom, and maybe a combined meals living room. So it just shows you the scale of these type of things that people are building. Could that be why our property is also going up? What do you all think, everyone? Do you need to get the nice big house? Let's have a look at some other ones here. What else do they have? Let's have a look. We'll view all the... Oh, let's go to a double-story home. Oh, wait. Yeah. And here we go. Let's go a nice big one. The Barossa 38. I mean, there you go. Look at that. They're renders. Could be renders or photographs. I'm thinking they look like renders. If they are, they're pretty good renders. No, I can't see any artifacting, so it could just be photos too. The problem with these baths are cleaning around here. That's what I'm thinking, just with kids. Splashing, splashing. I'd rather have it built in. It looks nice. It looks nice. But, this is a family home. So we've got the ground floor here. Ground floor here. We'll copy it. And we'll bring the first floor here as well. Oh, what am I doing here? Oh, we'll have a look at the first floor. So you've got the stairs here, you've got a living space. Again, large. With this multi-story design, you usually have the ground floor as the public area. So you've got a little home office here as well, but that would be hard to convert to a bedroom. You probably could if you whacked a wall up here and another one here. You could do it. You've got a sitting room, you've got the laundry here and a powder room. So look at that pantry. Look how big that pantry is. I guess you could put a freezer in here, and here's a big linen cupboard. She's a big house, guys. And then we go up to the upper level, and we're looking at this here. So you've got an activities room up here. You've got the bedrooms here, and with the master suite here with double doors coming in. It's a nice walk-in robe. Big bathroom with 2 basins. Another linen cupboard down here, and a little powder room up here as well. They're separating the powder room up away. I mean, they've even got the toilet here locked in. So interesting how they've got the robe, the walk-in robe with the windows here. Okay, yeah, I can understand, but you don't want UV light damaging your clothes coming in, so you want to ensure that there's a film on the windows there. Again, missed opportunities for cross ventilation as well. You've got it in the master suite, but not in these other little ones. What do you reckon? It's probably fully air conditioned as well. So there we have it, guys. Just a look at some examples of some big houses. Some big houses that I think are a little bit of a luxury. You know, I think these aren't your first homes. You know what? Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's have a look at what their smallest houses are. Let's look at a single story. Maybe narrow block, but we'll see what they have. What do we want? Boom, 15 squares. There we go. We've got the Serenity. 2 bed, 1 bath, 1 car. Okay, and let's have a look at this guy. So we'll copy this image, and again we'll come over here and look at here. So what do we have here? You've got a master suite here with cross ventilation, which is good. An entry area here, and it, yeah, I really don't like this plan at all. This is a terrible plan. As I was saying, because you generally want to have transition from more public parts of the house to more private parts of the house, where here you're going through all the private parts of the house to get to the public part here, where you'd have guests. So they have to walk past, or it probably could be okay just going up this hallway, and that'll open it up a bit. But still, I can see why they're doing it. I can see why they're doing it, because they want to open this up to the backyard. So you've got the little laundry there, kitchen, family, another bedroom, you know, even an enclosed garage. I reckon you could still even do it cheaper. You could still even do it cheaper and get it tighter and cut out spaces, you know, but still, fine little house, guys. You know, there's a lot of wasted space there in that entry, isn't it? A lot of useless space in that entry, you know. So what do you all think, everyone? You know, should Australians be buying these bigger houses, or would you like something a little smaller? What did you do for your first house? Or are you shopping around now and you need to get something real big? As always, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.